Hello, everyone, and welcome to sit down discussion number 3, a year in the making, as the last one was on Dragon Ball Super, when it was basically just Goku just going ham on everybody. So, we're now moving on to, as you all know, the Sonic movie, and as you may know, it's received some criticism, especially Sonic's design. So we're gonna offer our own insight into the movie as a whole. Well, actually, just the trailer because the movie hasn't come out yet. But into the trailer as a whole. So yeah, we all know that the design is very very weird, but
atrocious. It's ugly. I hate it. It's disgusting.
we'll move on. All right. So in the trailer, as you may know, we see that the cop sees that his thing's at 760 miles per hour, showing that Sonic's actually running at the speed of sound, which has already been confirmed many times. So yeah, he definitely runs at the speed of sound. He doesn't run at the speed of light. So we can move on from that. He finds a quill, and he's weirded out by it. So yeah, that's pretty simple. And then we have, I guess, Sonic's perspective.
Disgusting monster is shedding.
Yeah, he's shedding
everywhere.
And then we have his perspective, I guess, moving around the trees and stuff. And he has a little man cave. And this little man cave is
It's got a shoe dungeon.
How I don't know how he set up this man cave. I guess he's been on Earth before, so that's the only plausible reason why he has a man cave. And there are many shoes there.
I don't know. He's gotta go fast. He's gotta get the right fit. And that's why he has his shoe pile of shoe injustice.
So many shoes are burnt out from him just running them down, so
of course, the only ones that are good for him are the Adidas.
Just the classic red shoes, so they need to keep that on him. So yeah, it's pretty much his man cave. Seems like he also has a beanbag, so that's also cool. So, and he has a music player, so that's even weirder. But we'll move on from that, and then we get to him preparing and warming up. So yeah. From the back, he does look weird. It just doesn't look right from the back. It's just not what you envision Sonic as. Like, usually his legs are thinner and his arms are thinner, and he has a much bigger body.
Tall.
And he just looks.
No, not he's tall. He has his legs are like 75% of his body, and the rest of it is his head. Like
it just
the
looks
right height next to the cop, and like in the car. But when he's sitting there stretching, he like gains 75% more legs.
Man.
Just like if they cut his legs in half, it'd look better.
It just doesn't look right from the back. And then when you zoom in on the front, this is one of the only 2 good shots in the movie, in my opinion, where he's face front and you have his electricity just flowing out, and that's one of the 2 good shots in the movie because that actually portrayed him decently. But that we all know that's not how Sonic is. As he has human eyes, and usually he has like eyes that are like connected in the middle, and yeah. So
cartoonish, at least.
Yeah, he doesn't look cartoonish at all. He looks like a humanoid alien, and yeah, it's decently weird. And then once he runs, it apparently like makes the whole city lose power or whatever, and then we get shown to this military base, and I guess it's pretty standard. It's an okay concept, nothing to complain about. And then we get introduced to Eggman, who I like the design. Like, he doesn't look stupid.
By Jim Carrey, gonna be one of the only good things in that entire movie.
I mean, he doesn't look bad. Eggman. Like, he looks fine, even with hair. Even with hair, like he just looks fine. So I'm not gonna
progressively goes more bald, becoming Eggman.
I'm not gonna complain about that at all. So nothing to complain about there. And he absolutely just flames and defies the Major. Like, just doesn't care about him at all. So you can just tell his personality is already there. They nailed Eggman
pretty well.
So they did a good job with Eggman. And then we get to the guy who's like in the police force. He breaks into this little house that I'm not sure how Sonic is in, but I guess once you watch the movie, I guess you'll get more insight on that. And yeah, he has this gun and his flashlight.
The worst scene in the entire movie.
You could honestly say this was the worst scene. Oh man, once you get to Sonic, oh my gosh, oh, I'm not gonna lie, his face is hideous at this point. His mouth.
Do you see his mustache? It's disgusting.
Oh, his mouth just looks photoshopped on, and it's not good looking at all. It's just not. It's just not. And you go with the eyes and his nose. That's not his nose, and it's. Oh, it turns out bad. Oh my goodness. Sure, the scene was a little comical.
He's got his midnight shadow. He's got these weird teeth on his not human body.
Teeth. Oh, human teeth. It's just, oh man, his face is a little narrower, so it's not even as wide, and he has a human mouth, human teeth. Just doesn't go well. He doesn't have his proper nose, and he has human eyes, making him look very, very off from what we usually see, which is why many people disapprove of it, and I can see why.
Also, notice how his hands, he's not wearing gloves, it's just his fur.
I mean, I'm fine with that, in my opinion, because
it's...
You can't...
If you
cannot...
look at it, it hurts, but I'll give them that. That's fine.
You cannot have a hedgehog wearing gloves in, like, CGI. I don't think that's how it should work. I'm honestly fine with that. Unless if they find a way to make it work, then go ahead, but it's whatever. So, moving on from that dreadful scene, we get to the car. And this was also a terrible scene in my opinion, because in the car, Sonic he just looks photoshopped in, man. He just looks photoshopped in. I can't get over it. You just have the guy driving the car.
With the car scene.
I'm not at all. Like, oh my, he just looks
like, it portrays him correctly. He's this short, weird creature
that
shouldn't exist, but it kind of works.
I can agree with that, but he just doesn't look like he fits in. He just looks photoshopped in. Like, if I did a proper Photoshop, I could do something like that, in my opinion, and it can look like that. He just looks photoshopped in, and it just doesn't look right to me. How he just looks like he's just some guy that just doesn't belong, and it's like, oh, it just doesn't look right. I know he's supposed to be like an alien, but it just still doesn't look as good as it should. And then, as you may know, he gets into a ball. They did a good animation with that.
The ball, I'd say the CGI on like all of his lightning when he's running, when he's in the spin dash, they did that really well. And even like the ball scene, and he passes into the Eggmobile truck thing, that looked really good. Oh, and you remember, it's this disgusting monster.
In this
Never
design.
mind. Really good. If they can do more stuff like that, it'd be a good movie.
Yeah. They just seem to have this design very well, man. They need to do a better job on that. Hopefully they do, because they did say that they're going to revise it, so we'll see how it turns out. And then, moving on, we get to Eggman inspecting his quill, and I'm not sure how he got a hold of it, so we'd have to see that in the movie as well. And then he's doing a lot of, experiments with it, I guess, and I
hear he has the Eggman goggles as well.
Yep, and I'm not even sure, like, I can't remember how Shadow was created, but if he was created by using, like, one of, like, Sonic's parts, then maybe that can add in some hints, even though I highly doubt they would add another character, but it could drop some hints, but I'm not sure how he was made, but if that's so, then that could be a hint that Shadow is soon to come. Who knows? But
so tell me, I don't think Shadow's in the movie.
He's definitely not going to be in this movie. But if there's a sequel,
the end of the trailer is
I could see that happening.
Actual Eggman, but not on Earth. What I think.
Yeah, he's in like some mushroom area. We'll get
if they do ever plan, hopefully they don't, to make another Sonic movie.
Hey, if it goes well, then they should.
Somewhere else.
If it goes well, then they should. But right now, it's not looking so well.
Sure, you do that.
And then he's just doing a lot of experiments, and he gets shocked by it, and it's a little comedy added in. So the movie's actually not bad with comedy, in my opinion. And then moving on, we get to when Sonic throws the ring, and this was a little weird to me, because usually when you don't see him using a ring to transport others to some other places, as if it's like chaos control, which confused me. And
even if it was Chaos Control, he should not have that belt.
he should not have that. So I'm not sure where they're going with that, but I guess it'll be interesting to see how that developed, and interesting to see where he gets the rings as well. But
this is true. He's on Earth. Why does he have rings?
Yeah, maybe he carried his own from his home planet, but I don't know. That part's probably, in my opinion, the most confusing part of the movie. How he just has a ring, and he's helping these two people who we probably met in the movie. I'm not sure how relevant they're gonna be, but who knows.
I mean, the cop's name is Tom, and I don't know who the girl is.
Yeah. And I lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, and I suspect that this will probably be like a pivotal scene in the movie, because it just seems like it looks like it's in a time of distress where he needs to save people from crashing into something, and then maybe there's an enemy that's trying to get to him. I think that part is a pivotal scene in the movie. That's just my opinion. It just looks like that way. Just the way that it's set up, it just seems a little intense. So maybe that's a scene close to the end or so. I'm not sure, but that's what I think.
I think it probably is. It's probably something like, oh my
intense.
God, Eggman's trying to attack us all. He picked us up and he's gonna drop us on the ground. And Sonic goes, don't worry, I've got my MacGuffin here to teleport you out.
Yeah, magically has a ring. I'm not sure where he gets it from. I'm not sure where he pulls it out, but I guess we'll see in the movie.
Where is he pulling it?
And then we move on to the desert. This, it looks fine. They did this fine. Nothing to really talk much about other than its significance, I guess, and maybe that it's like maybe in the middle of the movie. That's what it looks like to me, because it doesn't look too intense, but it looks intense to some degrees, so maybe it has some significance. I just don't think it's an early battle, but I don't think it's too late in the movie to be determined as a late battle, so maybe it's towards the middle. I'm not sure. That's just my assumption. So yeah, maybe that desert scene's towards the middle, but I think that's fine. That seems fine. And then we get to their for Eggman and Sonic's encounter, and this was probably the second best shot of the movie on Sonic, in my opinion, because he didn't look terrible.
Quicksilver, it's Quicksilver.
And then you have Eggman appear, and I think he has his goggles in the scene, and he has his machine, and he fires all these missiles, and apparently time slows down. I don't know how.
You guys watch The Flash? Or a lot of the X-Men movies?
I'm not sure how he got the ability to slow down time, but that's interesting to say the least. And then he just plays around being like, hey, I got my Fitbit, hey, 99 million steps, hey. And he's like, time to down these missiles. And then he just downs the missiles, and then he's just woo-hooing, and he's just like, yeah, rock on, gotta get rid of these missiles, too easy, man, you can't stop me. Which shows me that this scene is probably like one of the first fighting scenes that has no significance whatsoever other than to show that it's just some build-up. This is one of the first ones. It has to be, because there's no way that they would show something significant in the trailer like that, so this has to be one of the first scenes,
so
man.
Fast that time slows down for him.
It's strange.
And then he is able to play the drums with the bullets on missiles.
Oh man, hopefully we get like more of an explanation, but that just seems off. They could do a better job with that one. Oh man.
It's hopefully it's a good movie. It probably won't be, but hopefully it's a good movie.
We just gotta hope. And then of course we get to the Eggman cameo when he's fully Eggman. He has his big mustache, the goggles, he's bald shiny head. And he has his full-on outfit, and he's just smiling in some mushroom area. And,
he's got the Sonic quill on him.
Yeah, people have assumed that this area is meant for the end credits, after the end credits. I'm not sure how true that is, but that's what's rumored. So
probably a flash forward, or like the post-credit scene.
It might be a post-credit scene. Yeah, that's what's rumored.
What I think it is Sonic somehow magically got back to his home planet, aka Mobius, and Eggman followed him or something like that. There's a robot army.
Who knows? Maybe it could be known as Mushroom Hill Zone.
It's a spring trap zone.
This movie is it has some good parts, but then there are just some really weird and bad parts, man. Especially the
Jim
face.
Carrey instantly carries a lot of movies.
There are some good scenes, some bad ones, man. I'm not gonna lie.
But the focus is Sonic. So, but it just needs to nail his design. And from what we were shown, he does act like Sonic would, but it doesn't feel right, which is how he looks.
At least they claim that they're gonna work on the design, so
yeah.
Hopefully they can actually do some work on that and make it look better, and hopefully make the movie look more enticing. But who knows how much work they'll do on that.
There's already pictures surfacing on the interwebs of the completed design. Theory that they probably made the trailer, said, this is kind of garbage, and then reworked his design. Trailer, they just released it anyway, and hey, whoop-de-doo, they got public because of it, and now they have a good design. Crazy.
And it kind of makes Sega look good in the process. It makes them look like a company that always listens to their fan base, so should be a win-win for them. But
not always,
but who knows? Who knows if they'll actually do a lot of improvement on design?
I hope they do.
They should, though, if they want to increase ratings. But yeah, that's basically the whole Sonic trailer. If I'm being honest, I give it a meh, because it's kind of weird at times, and Sonic's design is just off. And there are some funny and good scenes, but there are just some questionable things, and things that are just left to be desired. But hopefully that can be explained.
Keep working at it. They can hopefully make it better.
Yeah, hopefully the design will be better, and hopefully we can learn more throughout the movie. That's all I hope for.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was the sit-down discussion of the Sonic movie trailer. As you may know, we gave it a meh, so hopefully they can improve on it, and hopefully it'll become a box office hit. Who knows, but there could be a potential sequel, but maybe that depends on the ratings.
Maybe it'll become a hidden gem of sorts.
A hidden gem. Who knows?
I think, man, this movie looks garbage, but it actually turns out to be pretty good. It could happen.
Well, alright, guys, we'll just see you in the next one. Hopefully they make us some good changes. And yeah, see you guys soon. Goodbye.